In this problem, we're being asked to find the equation of the graph. So this is a hyperbola, and for hyperbolas we have that it would be x minus h quantity squared over a squared minus y minus k quantity squared over b squared equals 1, where the center is at hk, and where we have c squared equals a squared plus b squared, and then the foci are at plus or minus c and 0 for this one because it opens horizontally here. All right, now we're not given the foci, but we are given the vertices, and then from that we can determine that the center would be right here, which is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, that would be at 4, 0. And then the other thing that we can determine is another point on this graph, which in this case is at 0, 4. And then the way that hyperbolas work is that there's these asymptotes that go through the center, and then the slope, I'm going to take that away just because it's hard to see kind of what's going on in here. Okay, so then the slope of that line would be this horizontal distance right in here is, that's A, and then the vertical. All right, we're not given the equations of the asymptote, so that can't help us, but what we're going to do is use the fact that we can just look and see how far over we've gone. So we know that A is 2 in this case, okay? And then we can also use that point and we'll figure out our B. All right, so I would have x minus h, go ahead and use black, x minus h squared, but the center is at 0, 4, so the h is 4 and the k is 0. All right, so let me use that. At least I know that. Let's see, h is 4, and then a is 2, so that would be 2 squared, minus y minus 0, so that's just y squared. Now we don't know b yet, but we can find it. Okay, so we're getting there, and now we'll plug our point in to find b. Okay, so we'll plug in 0, 4. Okay, so here we go. 0, or y, sorry, x is 0. That was 2 squared, so it's 4 in the denominator, and y is 4. All right, so then we would have 16 over 4 minus 16 over b squared is equal to 1. And I'll add 16 over b squared to the other side of the equation, and then subtract 1. So we would have, this is 4, so 4 minus 1 is 16 over b squared, so that's 3. And then solving for b, we could just set cross products equal. We would get 3b squared equals 16. And so then that would give us that b squared is equal to 16 divided by 3. And then I can plug that right in here. Actually right in here, right? Because I do know the center. So, okay, so putting those together, I would get x minus 4 quantity squared over 4 minus y squared over b squared, which is 16 over 3, is equal to 1. And then I can just simplify that a tiny bit. I have y squared divided by a fraction, so that would be the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. And so we would get x minus 4 quantity squared all over 4 minus 3y squared over 16 is equal to 1. And there is our equation.